Roger.
Hey guys, it's Spider-Pig, and today we're going to talk about a nice little mod I've been working on with the community, and let's go ahead and discuss it. So, I've been working with Hook here, and we've been working on this mod to make the Gazelle a little more powerful than she is. Now, there's kind of two reasons why I kind of like this. First, it's because it gives the Gazelle basically more weapons than it was kind of designed to have from the beginning, which makes sense because many countries can just pick up a Gazelle for cheap and put whatever weapons they have on it. And second, I think, you know, in the DCS world that we live in, if you're flying any mission with a KA-50, you're always going to be outgunned by them. So this gives the Gazelle a little more capability to be able to go into combat and stay in combat longer without having to go back and rearm. So Hook, what are your thoughts about this before we start showing off the mod here?
Yeah, sure thing. Guys, what we tried to do with the mod is introduce some new weapons, kind of like Spider-Pig saying there. The thing we tried to do is keep something that would be sort of believable, even though it hasn't been fielded on a real Gazelle. So the Hellfires, they haven't been put on real helicopters, but it's something that we kind of have as a believable fiction, where the Hellfires, if the Gazelle was equipped with a laser to guide them, with them being a semi-active laser homing. And then the Vihkers are in a similar situation. And then finally the BGM-71 tows, which you'll see on Spider-Pig's chopper, are of course wire guided, so that would be a pretty easy drop into the Gazelle. So yeah, we're just trying to provide a mod here that expands the inventory in a kind of believable way. Again, we know that DCS is about realism. We know mods aren't for everybody, but we certainly hope you guys will get some enjoyment out of it. We spent some hours messing with this and tweaking it and trying to get everything to look all pretty. So tons of thanks to Spider-Pig over there with Polychop for helping me out, and I couldn't have done this without him, and he's made a huge contribution as well.
Well, thank you. So, the goal of this is to kind of be able to carry more than 4 missiles on a Gazelle, and both me and Hook have 8 right now. So, Hook, why don't we have you firing it first? I don't know if you sighted a target in our...
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to go to your external here. Hold on. And we'll take a look at your helicopter here. So whenever you're ready to fire, go ahead, and we'll keep an eye on you.
Okay, guys, I'm in a nice stable hover here. I've got a T-90 sighted, currently ranged at about 3720, which is within parameters. Now, it should be noted that sadly, with the modded missiles, we haven't been able to expand the range due to hard-coded limits in the helicopter, so you'll need to keep it within the 4.5K limit there, with some exception. You might be able to reach out just a little bit further under the right circumstances. But we're all ranged and locked up, so we're going to fire the missile here.
We're going to go ahead and track the missile and watch it fly.
Yep, looks like a good guidance so far. Oh, yes.
And that's a good hit.
Direct hit.
Now I'm going to go ahead and fire one of my tow missiles here. Now it should be noted that when you look at it within the TV, the Hellfire does look a little smoky because that's just the way it flies. So let me go ahead and turn on my master arm here, and I'll fire a tow missile. Alright. And let me see, the range for me is 3362. And let me go ahead and center it. And here we go. Firing in 3, 2, 1. Alright. So let me just go ahead. As you can see, the tow missile actually looks pretty nice when you fire it. Not much smoke. You can actually still track it with the system here. Let's go see how she looks from the external. Of all the missiles, the tow is the slowest. The Maverick and the Vihkers are pretty fast when they hit the target. But there you go. Good kill. So let's go ahead. You fire a couple more there, Hook. And let me look at your external here.
Okay, yeah, roger that. Just carrying off of what you're saying, missile away, by the way. The Hellfire and the real helicopter, which I've got some experience with the Apache, is guided by a target acquisition display, and of course there's an image there, but it kind of has an image memory locking like the Maverick. We have to work within the limits of the helicopter, the Gazelle here, so you're still going to guide it like a tow missile, but it's still behaving like a...
Yep. So far, very good hits here. And
yes, sir.
What I'll do is I'll take the Vicker model, and we'll go ahead and showcase that as well. Nice.
Alrighty, 3 for 3.
Yep, I'm gonna go ahead and just jump in the Georgian model, which has Vihkers loaded onto it.
Good deal.
And I'll come hover next to you in a second.
Okay, I'll get lined up and sighted. Hey, one thing too, Spider Pig, while I'm thinking about it, another limitation that we had to work within, guys, is you can only fire one missile at a time. So whatever missile you're firing, it will have to reach its terminal guidance and impact something before you can release your next one. The pylon controls work the same, whereas if you want to select your left or your right outer pylons, you'll just use position 1 or position 2, and you can fire from that position until all your missiles are gone.
That's a good point. Now, in position 1 and 2, we've put the missiles on, and position 3 and 4 for the M versions, you can put rockets on the Willie Pete's, and they'll let you be able to mark targets up. And hopefully, I don't hit you here.
Uh-oh.
I think I did.
I heard something, but I'm okay.
Yeah, you might want to go to the right a little bit. Yeah, so you can put Willie Pete's on to be able to mark up targets. And when you fire those, you can only fire one at a time until it actually hits the target. So just keep that in mind. Now, the L version, let's go ahead and talk about that real quickly. The L version, we've added a lot of different rocket systems to it that you can kind of have fun with.
Hey, you dropped out of team speak. Spider Pig, you still hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Gotcha.
Okay, so I was just talking about the L version and the different rockets that we've added on there. Since you were the one who added them, do you want to talk about the rocket systems in the L version?
Yeah, sure. You know what we did with the L version, guys, with our weapon expansion mod here, we added, see if I remember it all right, but we added the Mark 151 American pods, which hold 19 rockets, and we have both the Willie Pete, the white phosphorus smoke, and the high explosive variants. I put some Russian rockets in there. I know we got the S8 series and the UB-32, I think, which are both pretty cool. The coolest thing about it is that the actual LED readout works, so you'll see your correct number of rockets indicated, because thankfully the Gazelles turned out to be extremely mod friendly. So you'll be pleased to see those systems still work right. You fire those rockets just like you always would with the in-cockpit controls.
Yep. All right, let me go ahead and fire some Vihkers here. I'm right next to you again. Let me take a quick picture here, and I'm going to go ahead and fire the Vihkers.
Roger.
Thought I had them selected, but hold on.
Ah, it's okay. Yeah, one thing about the Vihkers that's pretty cool is they're a little less smoky than the Hellfire, having that twin exhaust nozzle there, so that is one advantage.
Yep, alright, hold on. Looks like I loaded this one up with only one side of Vihkers, but here we go. Vihkers go pretty fast, and they fly, and they're pretty nice.
They sure look cool, that's for sure.
Yeah, now let me find another target here. We'll watch it on the camera, so you can see how less smoky it is, and but still pretty cool to track. Alright, firing. As you can see, it's pretty fast, goes in, does a little cool spin there, and you can still kind of track it, you know, move around while you're there. Another good hit. The nice thing about the Vihkers is if you have it fully loaded, you can have up to 12 Vihkers, which, you know, would be comparable to the K50. So if you're going into combat with a K50, that gives you a good advantage. Let me go ahead and just switch over to the L version here. If you want to grab one of the L versions as well, we can kind of fly over to the other range and show that off here. I'm going to grab the Israel version.
Alrighty, I'll grab Falcon Defenses here.
And yeah, let's talk about Falcon Defense for a second here. Let me go ahead and look at your helicopter.
Yeah, sure thing.
You know what? I didn't put the thing on it because it doesn't look. Oh,
that's okay. Well, I'll just tell you guys, within the mod pack, we'll push out a couple liveries for you guys. I'm not an expert skinner. I'm actually new to skinning, but there's a couple ones in there. You got the U.S. Army Air Cav, which was contributed by Sky Knight, who's a friend of mine, and then the Falcon Defense is a fictional Blackwater, esque defense services company. So a couple liveries, hopefully you guys will enjoy in there. I think they're for the U.S. Faction, so you can check that out when you get the mod.
Yep. And I'm just looking now at my count here. I have 32 rockets. So we'll go ahead and take off and head to waypoint 1, where there's some soft targets for us to kill there.
Good deal. Right behind you, my friend. And I'm locked and loaded.
Alright, I'm taking off there.
Now, while we're in flight, guys, again, we're trying to shoot for, you know, a believable style of mod here, expansion on what the Gazelle can do. One thing that's really fun about this mod is like Spider Pig was saying, you know, you've got a 12 Vihkers, which is K50 level, so it really kind of pushes the capabilities of the Gazelle higher. One thing I really like about the mod that I've had fun testing with friends is that these Willie Pete rockets can be really cool for your airborne forward air controller. So a Gazelle can mark targets, and then some A-10s or something can roll in and just wreak havoc. It's pretty awesome.
I agree. Yeah, the being able to mark targets is really kind of a cool aspect of this. And again, we try to make it somewhat realistic, but keep in mind that most of these weapon systems do weigh a lot, and the Gazelle can only carry so much, so you have to be careful about your weight.
Absolutely.
Just firing some rockets here.
Yeah, I'll be behind you. I had an incident.
I missed. I'm terrible with rockets. My aim is a little bit off.
Well, it's good you brought that up, because there is a point I wanted to let you guys know. The rockets, the modded rockets, unfortunately, their point of impact is just a little bit to the right of the center of your crosshair, so just keep that in mind when you're aiming.
Yep, I've noticed that as well. Let me see if I'm just taking some shots here from some infantry. But nice thing is I started with 31 rockets, so I should have plenty, you know, to kill them with.
Yeah. Those UBD-32s are huge pods, a lot of rockets. Very heavy, though. Alright, I'm rolling in opposite side here. I'm going to try to get those shooters on you.
Yeah, I've hit one target, it looks like. I'm going to circle around.
It's like we got shooters on the roof, huh?
I don't think on the roof. Ooh.
Oh, okay.
I saw some explosions. Oh, that's you blowing up stuff. That's good. That's good.
Oh, yeah. I'm laying it on them, man.
That's good. Hope your aim is a lot better than mine.
Not really, no. It's pretty bad. Oh, I see a, is that a BRDM?
Yeah. There's some fuel trucks down there as well.
Gotcha. I'm going to go cannon on next run here.
Roger that. Yep, I hit a fuel truck.
Good stuff.
Again, this is just kind of to, you know, if fictional countries, again, a Gazelle, a real Gazelle, only costs $250,000. You can pick one up, and it would make sense that countries would pick them up just to learn about the Gazelle, because other countries have them. I know Israel had it for quite a bit of time, and when they ran out of supplies for it, they stopped using it. But it would make sense that, you know, if Israel had one, why not put your tow missiles on it from the Cobra? Because they operate the Cobra, they operate the Apache, so why not put weapons on it that would work, you know?
Exactly. In fact, that's kind of when I first started messing around with this this mod. Oh, I shot cannon rounds right under you. Sorry about that.
It's okay. Yeah,
I covered you. I was covering you. Oh, I got one.
Yeah.
You know, when I first started messing around with the mod, the thought I kind of had was, what if the U.S. Army had adopted the Gazelle to replace the Little Bird? Because there was a time where the U.S. Army sought a replacement, and in the modern U.S. Army, with me still being in, the Army recently adopted the UH-72, which is an Airbus helicopter. It's one of the first foreign helicopters the Army ever adopted. So my thought was kind of like, well, what if the U.S. Army adopted Gazelles? What type of weapon systems would they want to run on them? Which is kind of where the Hellfire and the rockets come in.
Right, and again, if you're an army, it wouldn't be hard to acquire one because they're fairly cheap nowadays.
Yeah, so it's lots of fun. We love the Gazelle. It's an awesome module. It's probably my favorite DCS helicopter. I know that in the community we got a lot of guys who like it just the way it was in real life, which is perfectly fine. The mod is totally optional. It's out there for y'all's enjoyment. But personally, I've had a lot of fun with it. And again, yeah, it's not like we put laser beams and a nuclear bomb. Well, okay, well, Spider Pig might have put one nuclear bomb on it once.
I did. It was 2 nuclear bombs, and it did work. So, but again, right, but it's not realistic. I feel like
we've kept it in the realm of believability, is what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Let me grab the Mistral version so we can show off that.
Gotcha. We did a lot of damage with these two guys. It looks like.
Oh yeah.
All right. I'm following you back in here.
I'm just gonna grab the Mistral version. Where is it? At the Israel one here.
Oh, okay, Roger. Yeah, we got some nice surprises on the Mistral version.
So the Mistral version, as you can see, let me go external shot here. Mine has the AIM-9X missiles, which look awesome on this thing. They're huge, but they are pretty cool looking. And again, it's just like the Mistral missile on the actual Gazelle. You arm it the way you normally would. As you can see, I have 4. In this version, there really is no advantage to it, except that the AIM-9 might be just a little bit better than the Mistral missile. It could probably shoot targets at closer range than the actual Mistral would. So you're really just getting the advantage of the missile more than the getting more missiles or be able to kill more. So let's go ahead over to the target area here. And let's go kill some KA-50s.
Yeah, and you know, one thing, guys, that took a good amount of time on the mod, we spent a lot of time trying to get right, was the positioning of the weapons. Initially, they were all jacked up, you know, and in funny places, just because that's how DCS interpolated it. So we put custom positions in to try to make all these weapons look like they belong on the helicopter, not that they just slapped on there in a mod. So hopefully you guys will enjoy that.
Yep. And they're pretty cool when they fire. You'll see. It's a lot of fun to fire these. Again, it's a lot of fun to fire the Mistral to begin with. So it's you know, it's it's just a lot of fun. All right, I see one in front of me. I'm hoping that's not you.
No, I'm behind you. I'm safe.
He's turning here. I don't know where he's going.
Turning real hard, almost like he's evasive.
Yep.
All right, there's super close. Yeah, a little too close, I think.
Yeah, I think I was a little too close on that one. Let me get a little slower here. But it was pretty close to him. I mean, it was almost got him.
Right.
I know the Mistral would definitely miss that one.
Yeah, and these missiles will still behave within their specified parameters. There you go.
There should be a lot more K-50s down here somewhere.
I see one over here.
I see 3 of them. Yep.
Yep. I'm gonna try to lock one up.
Yep. Now, which version are you flying?
I am in the Mistral with looks like AIM-9X's on it, so it looks like we're similar armament. Yep.
Now the other air-to-air systems we put on are the R-70 and the R-60s, R-73s. I'm sorry, R-60s and the Magic 2.
Yes, that is correct. I got a missile in the air over here.
Yep, I'm already done with my missiles. So
gotcha.
Let me switch over to the Georgian version with the R-60s because I have.
Yeah, sure.
That's a nice little surprise there.
And it's worth noting too, guys, that the LEDs and all the readouts work as they should on this too. So that's really great.
So in this time, I'm starting on a ship, and for the R-60s. We were able to get 8 of them on here, so it's kind of weird looking, and it is a little heavy. But if you can get it to work, it's pretty nice. Again, I wouldn't normally use this in a combat mission because of the weight, but if you want to have some fun and you know you're going against slow targets like K-50s, you know this is not a bad deal.
Yeah, the R-60s are the twin launchers are in the kind of for fun category. They probably stray from the believable thing just a bit, but you know, later on down the road we may play with the positioning and such and see if we can get it tweaked.
Yeah, they're more for fun, but again, it's just to see if we could do it. It does take a toll on the weight, and you know, you do feel that I'm not as maneuverable, but it's fun to be able to take out aircraft.
Yeah, it's outgunning an F-15 is pretty cool in a Gazelle.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Let's go ahead. I see two choppers here on the right. And keep in mind, this will be the first release. I mean, we're going to keep working on this, and you know, whatever the community wants us to add, we'll kind of work with them to kind of make that happen. And you know, we'll kind of work to make it better because that's what we want to do. We're always kind of tweaking the missiles and trying to make them fly more realistically and fly maybe even longer. But we're still working on that stuff. But this is the first release, and we wanted to make sure we got something to the community and let them have a little fun.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll keep working on it. We'll try to keep it updated with developing versions. You guys know that DCS is a bit of a moving target right now. I'm telling this to a developer. Right. You guys know that way better than me. So we'll try to keep it updated. Have some more ideas we want to get in there. So, you know, and again, Spider Pig has been a huge help and awesome to work with. I never thought I would get to work with one of the developers, you know, on a mod. So that was kind of a awesome experience. I really appreciate it.
No problem. Looks like what happened was, as you noticed, I actually just crashed because I was overweight and I tried to do a pretty aggressive maneuver, and the engine didn't take that. So there is a drawback to using, you know, 8 missiles on your helicopter. So keep that in mind. I demonstrated.
It's kind of cool that it actually did that. That it simulated that to a degree. So.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's pretty heavy with those 8 rockets, and you know, when you're pulling all that G stress on it and stuff like that, the engine's like, you know, it's a very light engine comparatively to the Huey and everything else. So it you know, everything, the weights, everything is a big factor in this. And we've taken the fuel down up to about 40% on most of these, just because there's no way it'll fly, you know, with that much fuel in it. As cool as it would be to have, you know, 16 Hellfires, the thing would not even be able to take off. Right, which was our logic on keeping them on the outer pylons only. Yeah. Oh, I just got shot down by somebody. Was that you? You were in the target area. Oops. So again, to point out, there is no IFF on these things, so it is kind of hard to see. But yeah, so make sure you know who you're shooting at. Hey, there's no IFF on real heaters anyway, so that was for demonstration purposes, guys. Yes. That was on purpose, all scripted. I think we might have shut all of them down. I don't know. We'll take a look. I saw a couple more. Okay. I thought one of the K-50s got me with their Vihkers like they do sometimes. No, they're told not to shoot. So good. All right, that works. So like we were saying, Hellfires and tows we got on the outer pylons again to keep it you know, in a sort of a realistic, believable configuration. Like Spider Pig said, you know, 16 on one helicopter is just across what the line of what the sim could handle. Now, I wanted to disclose something to the users of our mod. I did go in to some of the weapons tables, change some weapon attributes for the Hellfires, and a little bit for the Vihkers. The main things I changed were weight. I did reduce the weight some for the Hellfires. In fact, I've actually loaded real Hellfires onto aircraft and moved their ejector rack. And I would say that the default DCS was a little bit too heavy to compare to the real thing. So, you know, right now they're a little lighter than the real ones would probably be, but also the originals were too heavy. The second thing is some of the parameters of how the Hellfire flies was tweaked to make it a little more realistic, I guess, in the sense that it didn't miss all the time, since the real Hellfire has a good probable kill ratio. So we did tweak it some to give it better behavior. That's not going to affect you guys with the Hellfires because no DCS World aircraft carry the Hellfire right now, to my knowledge. The Vihkers, for UK 50 fans, nothing there was changed to the degree where I think it's going to change your K50 experience. But if you find something you don't like, you know, just keep in mind the mod did tweak some of those parameters. That's correct, and the mod, it will be released as a JS GME version. Yeah. I think I got those letters correct. I always messed it up. But JSGME, I think is right. Yeah. I don't know what it stands for, but yeah. Basically, it makes it so if you want to remove it, if you're going to be flying K50 or something, and you want to just remove it for the sake of just not having it, that's easy to do. And that's the whole thing we want to make sure is it's going to be easy to put in, easy to take out, you know, and that way you can have fun with it when you want to, and you can take it off when you don't want to. Yep. Perfect. So I think we're good. Let me go ahead and land on the carrier again. I always like landing on the carrier. Yeah, get a carrier landing on video. Those are always cool. Yep. Thankfully, the weather's nice, you know. It is. Yeah, so to wrap it up, guys, we'll probably detail this in the post a little bit. But the main things you need to know is the weapon systems we add in are the Hellfires, the tows, and the Vihkers on the M model. A few rocket pods in the Lima, and some new air-to-air missiles for the Mistral version. They should all work pretty good. Keep in mind the modded missiles,
may not always work as reliably as the built-in tows. One thing you may run into is we think there might be a jamming simulation from the Shatora IR jammer on T90s. So that's something to keep in mind. They're not perfect, but they're pretty good. They're at a point where we feel comfortable releasing, and that's going to be a thing we continue to work on down the road.
And if you do find something, we're going to keep a thread open. If you do find something that you want us to maybe tweak, or something's not working, definitely let us know. Videos help, and just so we can see what's going on, and just have fun with it, and take some good screenshots and show them off.
Yeah, definitely. Have a good time. I hope that you guys might maybe be able to come up with some fictional scenarios that fit the fictional aircraft. That's kind of what I've done with my mission designing. So yeah, definitely have a good time. And I think I've had a blast. It was more than just slapping the missiles on. It took a lot of testing and work to get things figured out. But it was a lot of fun to learn. And Spider Pig, thanks again for all your help, man. It was really fun to dig in and learn some things with you.
No problem. It's been definitely a lot of fun. I'm going to hit the third wire here, like a good aircraft carrier landing should.
Did you catch a wire?
I'm going to land on the third wire.
Gotcha.
I came close. I was right behind it.
All right. Gazelle ball here, 3.8.
All right, we're going to have you coming. Uh-oh, coming a little too hot.
Tried to catch a wire. Did I catch?
Yeah, that's nice.
Beautiful.
And on that note, I think we'll wrap it up. So enjoy the mod, guys, and we'll catch you on the forums.
See you on the forums. Thanks, guys.